What up, classic Halo fans? How have all of you been? I'm your boy Legitsky, and I'm back to share another Sandbox gameplay with you guys. This game, I was playing with Renzo, Clook, and KuKu versus BowseR, Spree, Illinois, and iSi ChAoS. This game is from a few months ago, and it was game 3 or 4 of the series, I want to say, and this was a very tough team to beat. So, will the underdogs pull out a W this time around? Well, let's find out. So, here we go. We're going to spawn over on red, and my teammate's going to grab the drainer. I'm going to try to pressure the guy draining and going for overshield, who is ChAoS. Get him down to one shot and throw some good nades with Renzo, and I end up getting him with my second nade before he can get the overshield. And I end up cleaning BowseR up as he goes for overshield, thanks to Renzo's really solid drain. So since we have these guys 2 down, I'm going to push and grab the bubble, rotate towards rockets, and try to make a push here. We have him now 3 down thanks to Renzo's good look on BowseR going to bubble. And since ChAoS is grabbing rockets, I'm going to try to get him without trading, stack the rockets, rotate back to my side, and try to figure out what I want to do next. So, I see regen's up. I don't really feel like using regen. I think a guy pushed, so I shoot a rocket off, assuming he was there. Pretty poor rocket, considering he wasn't there, but it didn't cost me much. And since I still have a lot of rockets left, 4 to be exact, I have a little room to play with since I have extra ammo. So ChAoS is pushing pretty intelligently, but looks like he does get cleaned up since he doesn't have help. And then Renzo needs help on BowseR. I kind of hesitate here and miss a shot or two, but I end up taking care of him regardless. This is iSi ChAoS' host, by the way. So we're up 6-0, guys, and our choppers are doing a good job pressuring each other and kind of balancing the game out. It's really a 3v3, and the 2 choppers are going at it right now, since the chopper meta is really important on Sandbox. If you don't kill one of the choppers, you're going to be in for kind of a stalemate style of gameplay where the 3 guys who aren't in the choppers are going to rotate around the map trying to kill each other, trying to kill the chopper with a missile pod or whatever it might require. And then you'll have the 2 chopper guys, again, going at it because you can't poke out with a chopper and do what you're supposed to do, which is put down shots when you have another chopper shooting at you across the map. So right now I'm just posted up on our L, and I notice ChAoS is pushing out. Put some really kind of shitty shots on him. Like I said, it was ChAoS' host, so I didn't really have a problem with ChAoS' host. He's from Texas right now, I believe, and I usually have a pretty good time playing on his host, but I do have some minor issues which I think are game-related. Learning the differences between game issues and actual in-game connection issues is really important, guys. Like, for instance, differentiating game issues like ghost lunges, shot registration, and connection issues like, in certain cases, shot registration, you know, blood shots potentially, goes a long way. It's not always the connection's fault, and it's not always the game's fault. Some things are bullshit, but it's good to be able to tell what the cause is. So notice BowseR pushes up here, and we're up 11-1 right now, which is a really solid lead. I end up stacking his rockets again, and I rotate back, kind of just biding my time. I know Clook is using this missile pod to try to kill the enemy team's chopper. Teams are solid, guys. I don't know if they were necessarily fair. I feel like our team was the underdog team. You know, the other team was pretty solid, in my opinion. You have 2 extremely efficient slayers like Spree and BowseR. You have 2 really solid team players and individually skilled players like Illinois and Half-Fate. Illinois and ChAoS. I get out-BR'd here in front of our base and lose rockets, which is really bad. But these guys did end up beating us in the series. If you didn't see my upload earlier, guys, I uploaded a gameplay from a while back. I believe it was from a few months ago where we played these guys on Foundry. We did lose, and I did post it regardless. It was a very close game, very competitive. So it just goes to show that the fact that we were, you know, losing games to these guys already shows that they were a very good team, let alone losing the series. But the fact that we beat them does show a lot. So right here, I'm playing Ring Around the Rosie with the rocket guy, and I noticed these guys push, but since I'm being pressured, I decided to try to use the overshield as efficiently as possible, which I don't really end up doing. I end up trading with ChAoS, essentially, but it's not a huge problem considering our lead. So I'm going to continue to nade bottom mid as these guys try to scramble and get their rockets back. And I do grab our next set of rockets, and Clook has the old set, which is huge. We now have 2 rocket guys, and knowing Clook is probably not going to leave the base, I decided to try to maybe sneak around and get a pick here, get ChAoS weak enough to clean up, and then I noticed BowseR's in the bubble. Right now, guys, we're winning because, like I said, our team was not as individually skilled, I don't think, but we did have teamwork. And teamwork was making us go a lot farther than we could have. And I am one of those guys that really strongly believes that teamwork is more important than individual skill. I really do. You could put 4 of the best players on a team, but if they don't agree, they don't have chemistry, they don't work well together, they will lose almost every single time to a team that is inferior individually, but has better chemistry. And it's been shown time and time again, in Team Slayer especially, that chemistry goes the farthest. You could always trade players from a team and try to improve individually, but again, it won't take you as far if you have a player who is a good teammate, who listens, who calls out, and works well. So, honestly, I think teamwork was kind of one of the big deciding factors for us winning this game. But right here, I do take care of the guys on our base by trading, and I burn the rockets. Once again, our lead is pretty strong, but it is diminishing slightly. You know, we're up 11, but we could be up a little more. You know, these guys did catch up a bit in kills. They're doing a good job trading and playing aggressive. Right now, Spree does throw a regen on our turtle, which is actually a very, very good play because now they have leverage on our side. But Spree does rotate away here, and I do end up getting some help and taking care of him. I notice Bowser's going to push here, and he does jump out, and I'm trying to take care of him as quickly as possible. He does eat a few shots here. So I run back, and there's really not much I can do. Now these guys have pretty strong positioning in our base, which is now going to allow them to start spawn killing us, and putting a lot of pressure on us off our spawns, which is realistically the best strategy you want to employ on Sandbox. You want to be posted up in someone's base and pressuring them non-stop off their spawns, allowing them, or disallowing them, to have a safe setup or really be anywhere safe. So BowseR does a good job here pushing me and taking care of me. Strong play by him. We do take care of these guys for the most part from our base, but they are still pushing our side, which is a major issue at this time. I really love this map, guys. Sandbox is one of my favorite maps. I have a very good Sandbox gameplay, well, another very good Sandbox gameplay coming up very soon I want to share with you guys. And it's going to be a little while because I don't want to put up a bunch of Sandbox gameplays back to back, but I don't know. I've always loved this map. It's always been one of my best maps, and I really want this map to be featured in the Team Slayer playlist, or rather the Team Arena playlist that will be incorporated in the new MCC update, which is due for release by the end of summer, which should be relatively soon. We're still currently beta testing it. We're on Flight 3 as of this video, and it's great that we're testing different dynamics like shot registration and party matching and all that, but I want to add a few maps to these playlists. Like, Team Slayer is missing Pantheon, it's missing Tundra, it's missing Sandbox, you know, all Sandbox Forge variants, mind you, but we're also missing Valhalla, which is really, you know, it's discouraging, it's unfortunate, and those maps are all staples of the playlist, so I would like to see those maps incorporated into the update. Right now, we're playing a little more aggressive here, guys. I'm getting completely blasted. I'm trying to stay alive. I eat a few shots. I get drained. There's no way I survive this, but I shoot a rocket off and hope that maybe one of my teammates can trade here. Clook manages to do so, but we are dying repeatedly here. It's probably best that we get back to our base and try to establish some kind of setup on top of our base and get high ground as these guys continue to push us. I'm going to try to push Spree here, and I get the melee off on him. Clook cleans him up, and then Clook does a very, very good job backing me up by taking care of BowseR as well. I notice guys are bottom mid. I try to nade him out. KhAoS gets a good rocket on me, and Half Fate cleans me up. These guys have pretty good teamwork themselves, if I'm honest with you. I didn't think they would have phenomenal teamwork. I thought their teamwork would be good because they're all very good players, but I didn't really think they played that much together to have really solid teamwork to the point where it would give us trouble both in our 1v1 battles and in our team battles, but that was the case. So right here, I prioritize pretty poorly. I get one kill, and then instead of trying to take care of the second guy lifting, I let BowseR get away because I chased him, but I do redeem myself by throwing some nades into the base and getting a double kill. I do catch a hot nade here, and since KhAoS is hanging out in our base, I do want to take care of him, but Renzo and I have the dream teamwork. I actually have really good teamwork with Renzo. I don't really play that much with him, but whenever we play Slayer, I swear to God, I always end up on the same team with him, KuKu, and Clook, or some kind of variation of those three players. We always seem to have really good teamwork, so it's always an enjoyable experience. So I'll play Spree here, and I'm looking bottom mid. Notice KhAoS is hanging out, pushing. KhAoS is a very aggressive player. I was just talking to KhAoS the other day about how he is one of the most aggressive, impatient players in Team Slayer, but I respect that because he's always making pushes, always making plays, and he wins a lot of his 1v1 battles, so it's definitely a trait I commend in KhAoS and that I respect about him. So I do trade here, and it looks like a few of those guys, bottom mid, do take care of our chopper and the last guy. So now that we all spawn in base, we're trying to establish a safe zone here by getting, again, that high ground, that setup, because these guys are playing aggressive, and we don't want to be trading too many kills, because since we only have 3 left to go, we do want to get this game over with, but at the same time, we don't want to allow these guys to get a setup and start melting and potentially screwing us over. So now with 1 kill left, I'm going to look bottom mid, and I believe someone's weak on KuKu's X, which is Spree. I get the kill, and that is going to be a wrap today. And that concludes this week's upload, guys. So let's summarize. I had 19 kills, 11 deaths, and 12 assists. That's +8 and a 31 kill contribution total in a close game. I think that's a solid performance this time around. Thanks for the views, guys. I appreciate every single one. And be sure to drop a comment below and tell me what you thought of this gameplay and what maps you want to see added to your favorite playlist in the upcoming update. That's going to do it, guys. I'll catch you later with more uploads.